Here's how you can flip some cheap tax deed land for profits beyond $15,000, $20,000 and do it quite quickly. I'm going to reveal to you guys today a hack to get started and do it with land. So here's why I like getting started with land, flipping cheap tax deeds. It's pretty simple, right? You don't have to worry about inspecting the property. You can do it from anywhere in the world in your underwear or whatever you want to wear as you're doing this. It is great to get started with land, especially today, because you can do this from the comfort of home. So if you're just tuning in, tax deeds are one of the best ways to get into real estate, in my opinion. You can get started buying property sometimes for as little as 50 bucks, flip it for thousands. You can buy property up to 90% below market value. And the beauty of tax deeds is they wipe out the mortgage, which is great. Now, one of the mistakes people make though, is they go to the tax deed sale and there's something called an HOA being sold, which is a homeowner association fees. The same sheriff who auctions the tax deed properties auctions the HOA fees as well. And he might not tell you when he's doing that. If you accidentally buy an HOA, the mortgage is attached. You've made a mistake. So that's why this channel is here, to help beginners get into this. So I'll share in a minute how I got a great piece of land, flipped it, made over $15,000. If you're just tuning in, it's Dustin Hahn. Apparently, this is the top Tax Lien Deed channel based on the number of subscribers for getting into Tax Liens and Deeds. We try to help folks get started as a new way of getting into real estate because with inflation, everything in the world, the average person is getting squeezed. The middle class, as we know, is being eroded. It's going back to poor people and a small percentage of rich people. So I think that should definitely be you. And real estate's a good way to do it. So how do we find some of this super cheap land? So let's go through this, but just think about how exciting it would be to buy something super cheap. You know, there's people who watch this channel who sometimes buy land for as little as $50. So the very first thing you need to do is find a tax deed sale that is near you, okay? The next thing you need to do, if you like this stuff, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you are interested in making money in real estate in an unconventional way that is different than anything you've been taught, and it can be very quick as well. So next thing you need to do, find a tax deed sale, right? You either live in a tax lien state or a tax deed state. Half of the states are tax liens, half of the states are tax deeds, all right? In a lien state, you don't get the property, you get an interest rate of 8 to 36%, depending on where that lies. In a deed state, the government does it differently. They let the person go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years without paying their taxes. And then they say, boom, pay us taxes on this day or we're going to sell the property, right? So when I got started in this, I was living in the north and I found a tax deed sale in the state of Washington. And it was awesome. And I drove down, went to the sale, did a bunch of research, and I knew that I wanted to get land at one of my first sales just because of the low risk with land. So, you know, I'm not saying you need to start with land, but land is a great way to do quick flips. You don't have to worry about a whole bunch inspecting or, you know, rehabs or comping. Well, you need to know how to comp a little bit, but you don't need to worry about a lot of the things that you could make mistakes on that could cost you money. So first off, figure out, do you live in a tax deed state, all right? If you do, call the county, ask them, hey, when is the next tax deed auction? Get the date of the auction, okay? Ask to get the list of the auction. Ask them what form of payment they accept at the tax deed sale. And then from there, ask them this magic question. What happened to the properties that didn't sell at the auction at the last sale? Very, very key dynamite question there. And they're gonna say either A, we don't have any, they all sold. B, we're gonna roll them over into the next sale. Places like Texas and Georgia, a lot of the times that's what they'll do, or even Florida, because they have sales every month. It doesn't make sense for them to keep an inventory, okay? So from there though, you'll get the golden answer sometimes like, oh yeah, those go into our property vault or our seized property. You'll have to ask that question and then say, hey, how do I get that list of those properties? They'll say, well, we can email it to you or it's available on this website. Here is a pro tip. If they say something like, oh, you have to buy that list, it's $50, we're gonna send you a CD in the mail. Believe it or not, some of these time capsules are like hopping in that DeLorean, which is up there, you can't really see it, and going back in time, and this is great. I want you to remember this phrase, easy to find properties equals a waste of time, money, and too much competition. For example, if you wanna find unlimited property today, you can go to Zillow and pay full price all day long. They're there on a platter. However, if you want to buy properties that you can flip quickly, then you need to kind of get out of the box a bit. Classic. It's amazing as I get older how many cliches are just so true in my life, but you have to get out of the box a little bit. So if they say something like, oh, we're going to mail you a disc and it's $50, those are some of the best ones because most people are too cheap to get that. And they might even not have a CD burner or what do you ever call it? Man, CDs are outdated. However, some of those lists can be amazing, and they can be amazing for pre-auction deals as well because those people don't get contacted and most people don't get those lists. So anyways, ask to get that list. From there, put the list in a spreadsheet, figure out how much money you have. For example, when I got started, I had $5,000. Get the list of all the properties, put it in an Excel sheet, sort it out from lowest opening bid to highest, cut out anything above 5,000 and start doing your research and get started today. From there, if you're doing it virtually, send somebody to go look at the property, get some pictures. You just need a phone. You can use something like TaskRabbit.com, We Go Look, something like that. Get the pictures and then go figure out what form of payment the county takes, send in the money, get the property, flip it, and get into the real estate game. It's not going to get any easier than it is now. This time next year, it'll be harder. You'll be a bit older. And the best time to really get started in this was 20 years ago. So today is the second best time to get started. So if you like this stuff, do me a favor, thumbs up, subscribe. If you want some one-on-one help in this business, meaning someone to take you by the hand, heck, we could even take you to a sale personally. If you want a game plan, we can show you where the properties are. We can help you figure out how to do this. There's a link below or a QR code on the screen where you can book a totally free call and we can talk to you about getting you started and trained properly on how to do this. Now, obviously, there's tons of videos here on the channel. You can go to those as well. It's like I said, some people are good buying a cookbook and following instructions. Some people just want to buy the burger and eat it. I like to eat burgers. I don't like flipping through the cookbook. It's up to you. So if you like a good burger, go ahead, book a call below. We'll show you how to do it and make all the instructions super simple, build you a personalized game plan. The QR code is on the screen. Once again, thanks for tuning in and we'll talk to you soon.